Mike Huckabee spoke at the Values Voters Summit and really hammered home the idea that we shouldn't keep religion out of politics.
As concerned as I am about who's answering the phone in the White House at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm concerned about who's answering the phone at your house when God calls and He says to you, are you fed up? Will you wake up? Will you show up? Will you stand up? Will you pray up? Will you speak up? And will you promise to never give up? America is not in trouble because of the people who don't share our values. America is in trouble because the people who do share our values aren't showing up. With all my heart, I believe the only explanation for this great republic of ours is the hand of God's providence. Without it, there is no way this nation ever would have been conceived, and certainly it would not have survived in its infancy. And I believe that the only explanation for God sustaining this country is that there's always been a remnant of His people who are willing to pray and seek His face and turn from wicked ways. The Bible never says that He's expecting the government to fall in line there. He says, if my people. That's where it happens. Some of you are frustrated and even upset and angry about America. I get it. Can I say to you that the answer is as simple as it is that we answer the phones in our hearts that God is ringing, and He's asking, will we register people to vote? Will we get them to the polls to vote? Will we hire the people that will take our values to this city? And will we fire the ones who refuse to hear not only our hearts, but God's heart? That's how we change America, my friend. I say, let's show up. Let's get the job done. Let's change this country. Let's make this country once again a nation that unapologetically bows its knee before a holy God.
Mike Huckabee was a governor. He was a governor. And he repeatedly ran for president, and he might do it again. What do you think the United States of America is? We are not the Christian version of Iran or Saudi Arabia. What drives me crazy about these guys is they don't give a shit about policy. They don't know anything about policy. Just fill in the blank of your ridiculous speech with God. Anything, God. You know, some people say that this nation is struggling. I say the answer is God. Some people say a president should be a strong leader. I think he should get down on his knee for God. Just everything. God, 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 God. He's giving a political speech. This is supposed to be political. It looks like he's running for the Reverend-in-Chief. Why don't you come out there and say, hey, look, man, here's my tax policy. Do you guys like it? Great. Hey, here's my health care policy. Do you guys like it? Great. Hey, here's my idea for foreign policy. Are you guys on board with it? Great. But he can't do that. Why? Because he's a numbskull. He didn't develop serious ideas and put serious thought behind these very important issues that face us. Like, you know what they are? They're lazy. That's what it is. Because what would somebody who actually cares about the issues do? They would do the hard work and read all the articles and get all the information and then form a respected opinion and an educated opinion on the current day situation that we live in with all these different issues. But what does a guy like Mike Huckabee do? I don't have time for that. God. God's my answer. God's my answer. Oh, what happened? We need to build a storm wall in New Orleans so that the sea doesn't fucking swallow it. God will take care of it. Get down and pray. It'll be all good. Don't worry about it. Just relax. These are just fundamentally not serious people. The whole idea of the United States of America was to not have a Mike Huckabee who always falls back on the idea of God, God, Jesus, God, 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 God. Meld state and religion together. God is what I like. No, the founders foresaw a democratic union. The founders foresaw us actually problem-solving to fix shit, not to elect some sort of a fascist or a dictator who just always appeals to religion to get his moron base to clap like seals. Me like Jesus, too. It's amazing to me how they've totally, hook, line, and sinker, bought into this idea that you really should have a Christian state in the United States of America. And then, naturally, they don't mean any of the good aspects of Christianity either. They don't actually say, well, Jesus was a pacifist, so no more war, yay! Mike Huckabee was cheerleading for the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, just totally contradicting his faith at that point. Oh, no, just fuck it, I kill people, I don't care. Jesus didn't want to kill people? Well, I do. What now? I don't care. I don't care. Just kill. How about healthcare? Jesus would want a universal healthcare system. He's to the left of Karl fucking Marx. Is that what Mike Huckabee wants? No, it's not. He doesn't want. No, he likes capitalist private insurance. I care about profit over people. So what happened, Mike? No, it's guys like this that are profoundly dangerous because when they get power, they use this facade of religiosity to try to say to people, don't question me because I'm acting for God. But it's not actually acting for God. It's acting for what their interpretation of their God is. Or it's just a justification. Because here's the sad reality. He said there over and over, God's going to call on you and say this. God's going to call on you and say that. No, if you talk to God, you're religious. But if God talks to you, you're a schizophrenic. As many people have pointed out before me. That's not my quote. I've heard it elsewhere before, to be clear. But it's true. If you talk to God, all right, you're religious. It's weird, nothing's happening, but go ahead. If it's placebo and it helps you, whatever, go ahead and do it. If he talks to you, you're a schizophrenic. You need Thorazine. You need antipsychotic medication immediately.